This is our journey to first-time own ownership. Follow the channel so that you don't miss a beat.
Come, join us.
Join the well-to-do money movement.
Hi Sasha, how are you?
I'm doing well, and you?
Oh, you're looking stunning.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for joining us today. And we want to talk about something that's happening exciting in your life, right? You are about to be a homeowner. How does that feel?
Ownership is important to me because it's an investment. It's my own property. It's not like I'm living in other person's household.
And how long have you been searching for a property? You and I know that you've been looking for quite some time. How long have you been searching for a property?
I've been searching for the past 2 years, but I've finally found something that I like, and that's within my budget.
And what are some of the emotions that you went through looking for the past 2 years for that particular property?
Well, I've been happy, I've been disappointed. So I've been happy, I've been disappointed. Yeah, those two basically.
What has disappointed you, Sasha?
The prices.
I think everybody.
The prices, because the prices are so high.
Yeah.
In the past 5 years, I think real estate in Jamaica has spiked so much. So that's the issue.
Okay. Before you actually decided on this property, did you put in offers on other properties and didn't get through, or is it that you just couldn't find anything within your price range?
I just couldn't find anything within the price range that I liked.
That you like.
Yes, because there are various properties within the price range, but I couldn't find anything that I liked and in the location that I liked.
And what was your price range?
My price range was 20 to 25 million.
Okay. So you're finding that in that particular range, it's harder to find property?
Yes, in Kingston.
In Kingston. All right. So why never look outside of Kingston, Sasha?
Well, the thing is that I'm currently living in Kingston, and even though the property that I have purchased is for investment, I've spoken to other persons who told me about the difficulty they had when they purchased property outside of Kingston. For example, for Airbnb, it's seasonal. During tourist season, you will have a lot of persons occupancy, but outside of tourist season, it's very limited.
All right, and because you're purchasing for
investment,
then that was important. What did your friends say?
My friends were happy. Some of them were happy. Some of them told me to be careful, as it's one of the biggest investment that I'll make in my life.
They were correct.
Yeah, I realized.
So were you fearful?
I was fearful.
What were you afraid of?
Well, the fear is not having the funds, because I'm employed now, but suppose we have another pandemic or something like that.
Yeah. But you did it anyway. Why?
Well, as I told you, it has been a lifelong dream, and it's something that I really wanted, so I decided to do it.
So what's the process of your preparation? So share with the audience. A lot of them will be in the process of purchasing property or thinking about it. What preparation steps did you take?
So I have been saving for a while now. One of the most important thing, you have to ensure that you have the deposit, and the deposit is like 5% to 20%. It depends on the vendor. So you have to ensure that you have sufficient funding to pay the deposit. Apart from the deposit, there are closing costs. So there are closing costs for the property, and if you're going to take a mortgage like what I did, you have to consider the closing costs from the bank as well. So if you're interested in purchasing a property, you have to start saving from now.
Okay. So apart from your closing costs and your deposit, are there any other costs that you encountered in this process?
Well, you will need a lawyer too, so you will have to budget for that as well.
Okay. And who did you talk to when you first, started to think about home ownership? Did you talk to anybody, find out from any persons who had done it before, and did that help?
Yes, I spoke to you. I spoke to you about it. I spoke to Antonia about it, and I spoke to some other family members who had purchased property before.
And did that put you at ease at all? Sort of having those conversations and doing the research?
To some extent,
Yeah.
I was at ease to some extent, but also I am doing this by myself. It's not like I'm in a two-income household, so everything is dependent on me, and it was a bit worrisome.
Okay. So I should do a plug for you. So if somebody wants to join you on in the mortgage process, right? You're single. Are available. Doing a plug for her, right? So you talked to mommy and daddy about it?
Yeah, I spoke to my parents about it. One was happy, one was not so happy. I think my dad was a bit scared because, as you know, it's a very big decision. So he was a bit scared about me taking this step in purchasing a home for myself.
And mommy?
I'm happy, always encouraging me, because she knows it has been one of my dreams. It's something that I really wanted since I was a little girl. So she was there with her encouragement.
Yeah. And you're purchasing an apartment, right?
Yes, I'm purchasing an apartment.
And you're from somewhere that your parents have a whole heap of land, so they wanted to have some place that have a whole heap of land, so you can have, your dog, your cat,
Right.
run around.
So they wanted me to have space so that I could add on in the future.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I prefer apartment living.
Why?
I like the amenities. So, like for example, the place that I've purchased, it comes with a gym, it comes with a swimming pool, and apart from that, I don't have to be searching for someone to do the maintenance. You just pay that to the strata, and everything is taken care of.
So Sasha, what are you looking forward to most?
What am I
I know
looking-
you're bought into, I'll share with the audience, she's bought into a pre-construction development, so it will take a little time for her to get her keys. But what are you excited about?
Well, I can't wait to get the keys in my hand. I can't
Yeah.
wait for the property to be completed. I can't wait to go to the pool with my friends.
You inviting me?
Of course.
All right.
I can't wait for us to have the housewarming party.
Of course. And those are good things. You're looking at decorating, what needs to go
Right,
where.
I've started putting together the design for the apartment. It's a studio, it's small, so I've started looking at the beds that I like, the up to the lighting I've been looking at.
But Sasha, you said that it's a studio, right? And we spoke about affordability. Are you finding that within that range, price range of 20 to say $25 million, the options are limited out there?
Yes, the options are limited, and most of the times the spaces that you will get are very, very small. So for example, my studio is 324 square feet. It's a very small space.
Okay. And even though the space is small, why do you still go ahead with that? Purchase?
So as I stated before, it is an investment, and I believe it is an investment, and trust me, if I put that money in the bank in 5 or let's say 10 years time, I will not have as much interest as it will have, the property will value over that time.
We also spoke about something that was, I don't think we mentioned, the location and the amenities.
Right.
So did that factor any at all into your decision to purchase the property, even though it's just 300 and something square feet?
The reason for selecting this property is the view. It has sea view, and it's in an up and coming neighborhood in Kingston.
Okay. So even though it's smaller, you saw value in the fact that it was a gated complex, has the sea view, lots of amenities, and you thought or you think that that is enough value to be able to drive a return on that investment.
Yes, it is, because when you're searching for Airbnbs, those are some of the amenities that persons will look for. Even when I travel, because I travel a lot, and when I'm looking for places, I always look to see if they have, look to see the view that they have, look to see if they have a pool included, or there's a gym. If you're someone that likes to work out, you look to see if a gym is included as well.
So let's talk about the other side of the transaction. So we've gone to, say, made an offer on the property to the developer, and then that whole process, since I went through it with you, but I'd like to get from your perspective, right? So you made an offer on the property, and going through that process, we realized that there were multiple people waiting for the unit. Speak to us about the demand and that situation of being in a competitive situation with acquiring the property.
The property has 64 studio units, and I think about 15 to 20 of them were sold out beforehand. But the day that they were released, I think everything was sold out at that time, because there's high demand for property. I have been conversing with a lot of persons within my age group who also have been searching for somewhere, and this is one of the cheapest ones that we have seen in a long while.
But not only cheapest, right?
The location.
The value. So
Right.
what you found in the value, and you did your research in terms of figuring out, here is my objective. I want to have somewhere I can rent out. And you also spoke about short-term rental, but the truth is not every development allows short-term rental. So when we were looking at this property, and we did it together, I can share that we did it together. One of the things that we looked for was that it actually did not have anything in the language of the agreement for sale that restricted you from doing Airbnb. So if you're looking for a short-term rental investment, you have to ensure that there are no restrictions in the particular complex that you're looking to purchase, right? To ensure that you don't breach any bylaws and get in trouble with the strata.
That's true.
You know, that whole process, you're still at the contract phase of the process, so we still have a ways to go. But you know, who are some of the professionals that you engage with that you think are important in this whole process? Because this is teamwork. It takes teamwork, right? Who is in your team?
Well, I have you, the attorney at law. I've also been working with persons at the bank. I have a financial advisor at a financial institution. Well, I have been working with various financial institutions, because when you're buying property, one of the things that you have to do is to compare the interest rates, right? So
Very important.
it's very important. So I've been working with 3 persons from the banks, and also I am in contact with a surveyor.
So it's a surveyor, and then also eventually we'll get now a valuation.
Right.
And I want to talk a little bit about that, because when it's a new development, your valuator doesn't come into play until after. The developer gets the certificate of practical completion, because there's nothing to value. And so the evaluator would come in at the other end. But I'm really, really excited for you. I'm really excited.
I'm excited too.
I can't wait to come and jump in the pool, right? And you have so graciously allowed us to start this first phase of the process. We will be walking with you, so our viewers will be able to see her as she goes through the particular phases and when she gets her keys in hand. So this is just the first part of it that we'll be following Sasha along that journey. We're excited. We'll all be rooting for her. I'm not sure if all of you will be invited to the pool, right? But hey, at least you'll be invited virtually. But this is just phase 1, so stay tuned. Stick with us, click the notification bell if you haven't already done so. You want to be a part of this. If you're someone looking to purchase property, or has purchased property already but want to purchase additional property, then we're going to be dealing with how it is that you do that in a webinar. We'll tell you about that later, but click the notification bell and stay tuned. Thank you so much, Sasha.
You're
It's great
welcome.
seeing you. I will see you again as I walk through the phases with you until you get your keys in hand.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Join you